there, this is Tiff and welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. What we do here is we solve your problems so that you're out there working on achieving your big dreams and big goals. So when you listen to these episodes, if you can do me a favor, take a screenshot of the episode that you're actually listening to, share it on social media and share it with your friends with hashtag potential with Tiff, so that I can give you a shout out and really thank you for listening, because I'd really appreciate it. Hey there, this is Tiff from the Tiffany Micah podcast and welcome to this week's Lessons Learned. So as you know, I always share with you at the end of the week lessons learned. Why do I do that? Simply because we want to ensure that we're learning from the lessons that we're learning throughout the week, whether they're positive lessons or negative lessons. We need to be aware of actually what's going on, what's working, what's not working, so that we're always working on and growing and improving. So that's that thing about self-improvement, isn't it, in everything that we do. So it was really interesting. The other day I was having a conversation with a friend of mine and she was saying to me how, because I was telling her how, detailed I've been, especially through a course that I've done in the last 6-7 months. And we've really worked heavily on setting goals, outcomes really, for what we want to achieve for really our life, and also not life, but business, everything that goes on, outcomes that we want to achieve for the end of this year, outcomes we want to achieve at the end of the quarter, and at the end of the month, the end of the week, the end of the day, right? We really get into great detail, and I was sharing with her how and why we do that. And it was interesting because she said, I don't like setting goals. And I said, well, why don't you like setting goals? And she said, well, I don't like the pressure that it puts me under. And I thought, oh, gee, that's really interesting. Why is she saying that she doesn't like the pressure? Because if we put pressure on, that forces us to make some moves, doesn't it? Right? So why doesn't she like the pressure? And I thought, well, because it's forcing her to really do something about her life, and it's making her feel uncomfortable. And if you really look at it, anything that you're doing, if you're setting goals, the goals that you want to achieve, like the big goals especially, you're probably looking at it going, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Like, it's just so far away from where you are, isn't it? Just so far away. Yet you feel quite anxious around it, right? You feel the pressure around it. But I was saying to her, look, in order for you to really get what you want to get, you got to do some things that are making you feel uncomfortable. And you've probably heard me say this before. You've probably heard it from plenty of other people that you've listened to over the time, is in order for you to grow, in order for you to achieve, you really need to do things that are going to make you uncomfortable. And you've got to grow. You can't just stay in that status quo and just cruise along. You've got to grow. You've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone. But you know what? Some people, they just don't want to be pushed out of their comfort zone. Some people just don't want to have pressure on themselves. Some people, they just want things to be easy. They just want to rock up, do their thing and go home. And I get that, okay? There's some people out in the world that want to do that and be that way, and that's fine. There's no wrong, okay? There's no wrong. But I don't believe that is you. I don't believe that's why you are listening to me. This is a huge reason why I put this podcast show together, was because I don't want me to be held back in any way. I don't want me not growing and not learning and not improving. And I thought, if I don't want that for me, I don't want that for you either, right? Because there was a lot of things that I have done in my past, especially pursuing my professional tennis career, that I so desperately wanted as a kid, as a junior, as a young woman. And it didn't happen. And all this journey that I've been on throughout the time is really to help you I always thought it was to help me, but you know what? This development and everything that I've been through on this journey has been for me to help you, for me to identify the pitfalls, for me to show you what the roadblocks are, for me to show you what's going to hold you back, for me to show you the path and the steps that you need to take in order for you to get to where you want to go. So I would assume that you're listening to me because you want me to help you. You want me to help you achieve your goals. And I know that you want to achieve your goals. But have you set the goals? Because if you've been listening to me for a period of time now, I talk about setting goals quite a lot. I talk about setting outcomes, goals. You've heard me just talk about it just earlier. Outcomes for the day, for the week, for the month, for the quarter, for the 6 months, for the year, for the life, right? I've done plenty of episodes around this and I'll continue to do that. And if you haven't listened, especially I did one towards the end of July, early August. I actually did a 4-part series, like a halftime series on goal setting. If you have not yet listened to that, make sure you go and do that, okay? Because I want you to be achieving big. But the reason that we set goals is we need a purpose. We need a reason of why we're actually doing what we're doing. We need something to drive us, because if we don't have something that drives us, we don't get out of the bed in the morning, do we? We don't get up early. We don't go and put the hard yards in. We don't go and train. We don't go and eat right. We don't go and do all the activities that we need to do or the action steps that we need to do in order for us to achieve our goals. We just cruise along. So our goals drive us and we need a reason for doing something, right? We need a purpose. And so what is your purpose? I can tell you what my purpose is. My purpose is to build deep confidence in you, in girls, in teenage girls and women. Build complete belief in themselves so that they will never get held back from going after what they want. They have absolutely no limits. And speaking of no limits, I will be launching soon the No Limits Academy, and that will be doing exactly that. This will give you the mindset you'll need that will never hold you back, okay, by anyone or by yourself, all right? You'll never get held back. But let's get back to what I'm talking about to you. What is your purpose? What is it that drives you? Because when you discover something that drives you, then this is where we must be setting our goals. Okay, so because some of us have some big goals. And I want you to be sharing with me what your big goals are. Because you want to know what my big goals are? Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm going to tell you. My big goals is to have academies all around the world for girls, teenage girls and women, the No Limits Academies. I've been trying so hard to come up with a name for the last 6 months. I've had this idea of an academy of what I want, especially the last 3 months really highlighted. And I want to develop an academy that I can have all around the world. So you don't have to just come to Australia. There's going to be academies set up all around the world to where you know, in the vicinity near where you live. And I'm like, but how am I going to do that? Oh, it's so overwhelming, right? It's a big, massive goal. And I'll tell you, it's going to be a process. And part of that process is making sure I'm setting goals for that. And when I think how I'm going to do it, what do I feel? I feel pressure. I feel anxious because I have so much to do to make this goal work. I have so much to do. And let me point out to you, it's pressure and the anxiousness, isn't it? These are two key words. And you know what? Some people don't like these two words, pressure and anxiety. People don't like to feel pressure. People don't like to feel anxious because it makes them worry. A friend of mine's like that. Makes her worry. But we need this because it's going to push us. It's going to push us to where we need to go. So don't be like some people who don't set goals because it makes you feel pressured and anxious. Set the goals, Okay, set those big goals and use the pressure and the anxiousness you feel around it to thrive. Use it to make you thrive, because that will give you the power to get what you want. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard today. If you've got friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, I'd also appreciate if you could leave share them with your friends. And also, if you've got 30 seconds to spare, I'd appreciate a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. And if you have not yet been to my site, come and visit me at tiffany-micah.com. I will... As soon as you arrive on that site, you'll see the number one deadly mistake athletes make. And if you have not yet downloaded that, you will need to download that, because that will be the number one reason that will hold you back. And not only in sport, it will hold you back in life. So make sure that you download that so you know exactly what I'm talking about, so that you're out there moving forward, achieving your goals. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Love it. Like I said, share with your friends, reach out to me, share with me what you like best about what you heard, and I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Have an awesome day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions about the frustrations that you're actually going through right now, come over and visit my site, tiffany-micah.com, and you will see on the home page I've set up Ask Tiff. Now, what Ask Tiff is this is where you can ask me a question, and I will record an episode for you on how to solve that frustration or those frustrations you're actually going through, so that we can get the problem solved for you, so that you're actually out there achieving your big dreams and goals. So if you want me to mention your name in the episode, happy to do so. If you don't, I can keep it anonymous. It's fine by me. But make sure you go over and go to the Ask Tiff on the homepage of my website. If you've just got 30 seconds to spare, I'd also appreciate if you could leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. And remember, take a screenshot, add the hashtag #potentialwithtiff so that I can give you a shout out for sharing these episodes on social media. I'd really appreciate it. And remember this, always, always, always dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams.